Electrostatic discharge, or ESD, is a significant concern when handling and assembling ESD-sensitive products. ESD can lead to damage or even the destruction of delicate electronic components. When working with these components on an ESD-grounded surface such as a grounded mat, the purpose of the mat is to provide a pathway to ground, effectively dissipating any static charge that may accumulate on the product. This grounding action is crucial in safeguarding the product from potential ESD damage. Now consider a scenario where a non-conductive object, such as a plastic bin, is placed on the grounded mat. Unlike the mat, the plastic bin does not offer a path to ground. This means that static charge can still build up on the surface of the bin and, consequently, on any ESD-sensitive product that it is holding. If the ESD-sensitive product then comes into contact with the charge bin, a discharge event can occur, potentially causing damage to the product despite the presence of the grounded mat. To mitigate this risk, it is essential to keep all non-conductive objects away from ESD-sensitive products. This includes not only plastic bins but also other materials like paper, foam, and any other substance that does not readily conduct electricity. These materials can act as insulators, trapping static charge and creating a potential ESD hazard. To further elaborate, an ESD event occurs when there is a sudden flow of electricity between two objects with different electrical potentials. This flow can be imperceptible to humans, yet it can carry enough energy to damage sensitive electronic components. The grounded mat works by providing a low resistance path for this charge to flow harmlessly to ground, preventing it from building up to a damaging level. However, this protection is compromised when non-conductive objects are introduced into the equation. These objects disrupt the grounding path and allow charge to accumulate, creating a risk of discharge. It is also important to understand that different materials have different triboelectric properties, meaning they have different tendencies to generate static charge when they come into contact and are then separated. For example, rubbing certain types of plastic together can generate a significant amount of static electricity. This is why it is so important to avoid using these materials near ESD-sensitive components. In addition to keeping non-conductive objects away from ESD-sensitive products, there are other precautions that can be taken to minimize the risk of ESD damage. Firstly, ensure that the grounded mat is properly connected to ground and that it is regularly cleaned to remove any contaminants that could reduce its conductivity. Secondly, wear appropriate ESD protective clothing, such as wrist straps and heel grounders. These garments help to dissipate any static charge that may build up on your body. Thirdly, use ESD-safe tools and equipment. These tools are designed to minimize the generation and accumulation of static charge. Fourthly, control the humidity in the work environment. Low humidity can increase the risk of ESD, so maintaining a relative humidity of between 40 and 60% is recommended. Fifthly, handle ESD-sensitive components carefully, avoiding any unnecessary contact or friction. Sixthly, store ESD-sensitive components in appropriate packaging, such as antistatic bags or containers. These containers are designed to shield the components from ESD damage. Seventhly, train personnel on proper ESD handling procedures. This is essential to ensure that everyone who handles ESD-sensitive components understands the risks and how to minimize them. Eighthly, regularly inspect and maintain ESD control equipment. This includes checking the grounding connections, testing the conductivity of the mats, and ensuring that wrist straps and heel grounders are functioning properly. Ninthly, establish an ESD control program. This program should outline the procedures and policies that are in place to prevent ESD damage. Finally, document all ESD control activities. This documentation can be used to track the effectiveness of the ESD control program and to identify areas for improvement. By following these precautions, you can significantly reduce the risk of ESD damage and protect your valuable electronic components. Remember that ESD is a silent threat, but with proper planning and implementation of ESD control measures, you can effectively minimize this risk and ensure the reliability of your products. Always prioritize ESD safety when working with sensitive electronic components. In summary, while a grounded mat provides a primary defense against ESD, its effectiveness is compromised by the presence of non-conductive objects. Maintaining a clean, clutter-free workspace, using appropriate ESD protective equipment, and training personnel on proper handling procedures are all crucial components of a comprehensive ESD control program. By understanding the principles of ESD and implementing these preventative measures, you can significantly reduce the risk of damage to sensitive electronic components and ensure the reliability of your products. Think of the grounded mat as a highway for static charge to safely reach ground. Introducing a non-conductive object onto that highway is like placing a roadblock, forcing the charge to find an alternate route, potentially through the sensitive component itself. The goal is to keep that highway clear and unobstructed, allowing static charge to dissipate harmlessly. Furthermore, consider the environment in which the assembly is taking place. Factors such as temperature and humidity can influence the generation and dissipation of static charge. Dry environments tend to be more conducive to static buildup, while high humidity levels can help to dissipate charge more readily. Therefore, controlling the environmental conditions can also play a role in ESD prevention. In addition to the points already mentioned, it's important to consider the types of materials used in the manufacturing process. Certain materials are inherently more prone to generating static charge than others. For example, some types of plastics can generate significant amounts of static when they come into contact with other surfaces. Therefore, it may be necessary to substitute these materials with ESD-safe alternatives such as conductive plastics or static dissipative coatings. Another important aspect of ESD control is proper grounding techniques. It's not enough to simply have a grounded mat, the grounding connections must be properly installed and maintained. This includes ensuring that the grounding wires are securely connected to a known good ground point and that the resistance of the grounding path is within acceptable limits. Regular testing of the grounding system is essential to ensure that it is functioning properly. In addition to grounding, bonding is another important technique for preventing ESD. Bonding involves connecting two or more conductive objects together to equalize their electrical potential. This prevents the buildup of static charge between the objects, reducing the risk of discharge. Bonding can be achieved by connecting the objects together with a conductive wire or strap. Furthermore, the design of the ESD-sensitive product itself can play a role in its susceptibility to ESD damage. Products that are designed with robust ESD protection circuitry are less likely to be damaged by ESD events. This circuitry can include components such as transient voltage suppressors, TVS diodes, and filtering capacitors, which help to protect the sensitive components from voltage spikes and noise caused by ESD. It is also important to consider the packaging and handling of ESD-sensitive components during shipping and storage. Components should be packaged in anti-static bags or containers to prevent them from being exposed to ESD during transit. Handling procedures should also be carefully controlled to minimize the risk of ESD damage. This includes wearing appropriate ESD protective clothing and using ESD-safe handling tools. Finally, it is important to remember that ESD control is an ongoing process. It requires constant vigilance and attention to detail. Regular audits of the ESD control program should be conducted to identify any areas for improvement. Personnel should be regularly trained on proper ESD handling procedures, and the effectiveness of the ESD control program should be continuously monitored. By taking these steps, you can ensure that your ESD control program is effective in preventing ESD damage and protecting your valuable electronic components. Think of ESD as an invisible enemy that is constantly lurking, waiting for an opportunity to strike. Their goal is to create a defensive barrier that protects your sensitive components from this enemy. This barrier consists of a combination of preventative measures, including grounding, bonding, shielding, and proper handling procedures. By continuously monitoring and improving your ESD control program, you can ensure that this barrier remains strong and effective. Let's delve a little deeper into some of the specific techniques used to control ESD. Firstly, let's consider the role of ionization. Ionization involves using an ionizer to generate positive and negative ions in the air. These ions neutralize static charges on non-conductive surfaces, preventing them from building up to damaging levels. Ionizers are particularly useful in environments where it is difficult to eliminate all non-conductive materials. There are several different types of ionizers available, including room ionizers, benchtop ionizers, and air curtains. Secondly, let's discuss the use of ESD-safe floor finishes. ESD-safe floor finishes are designed to provide a conductive path to ground, preventing static charges from building up on the floor. These finishes are typically applied to concrete floors in areas where ESD-sensitive components are handled. They are available in a variety of different types, including epoxy coatings and conductive waxes. Thirdly, let's consider the use of ESD-safe work surfaces. ESD-safe work surfaces are designed to provide a conductive path to ground, preventing static charges from building up on the work surface. These surfaces are typically made from materials such as static dissipative laminates or conductive rubber. They are available in a variety of different sizes and shapes to suit different applications. Fourthly, let's discuss the use of ESD-safe carts and containers. ESD-safe carts and containers are designed to protect ESD-sensitive components during transport and storage. These carts and containers are typically made from materials such as conductive plastic or metal. They are available in a variety of different sizes and shapes to suit different applications. Fifthly, let's consider the use of ESD-safe hand tools. ESD-safe hand tools are designed to prevent static charges from building up on the tools themselves. These tools are typically made from materials such as static dissipative plastic or metal. They are available in a variety of different types, including screwdrivers, pliers, and cutters. Sixthly, let's discuss the use of ESD-safe wrist straps and heel grounders. ESD-safe wrist straps and heel grounders are designed to provide a conductive path to ground for personnel. These devices help to dissipate any static charges that may build up on the body. Wrist straps are typically worn around the wrist and connected to a ground point via a coiled cord. Heel grounders are typically worn on the shoes and connected to a ground point via a conductive strip. Seventhly, let's consider the importance of regular training. Regular training is essential to ensure that all personnel are aware of the risks of ESD and how to prevent it. Training should cover topics such as the basics of ESD, proper handling procedures, and the use of ESD control equipment. Training should be provided to all personnel who handle ESD-sensitive components, including production workers, engineers, and technicians. Eighthly, let's discuss the importance of regular audits. Regular audits are essential to ensure that the ESD control program is effective. Audits should be conducted by qualified personnel who are familiar with the requirements of the ESD control program. Audits should cover all aspects of the ESD control program, including grounding, bonding, shielding, and handling procedures. Ninthly, let's consider the importance of documentation. Documentation is essential for tracking the effectiveness of the ESD control program. Documentation should include records of training, audits, and equipment maintenance. Documentation should be kept up to date and readily accessible to all personnel. Finally, let's discuss the importance of continuous improvement. Continuous improvement is essential for maintaining an effective ESD control program. The ESD control program should be continuously monitored and improved based on feedback from personnel, audit results, and industry best practices. By implementing these techniques, you can create a comprehensive ESD control program that protects your sensitive electronic components from damage. Remember that ESD is a serious threat, but with proper planning and implementation, it can be effectively managed. Always prioritize ESD safety when working with sensitive electronic components. In addition to these specific techniques, it's also important to foster a culture of ESD awareness within your organization. This means making sure that everyone understands the importance of ESD control and is committed to following proper procedures. This can be achieved through regular training, clear communication, and strong leadership support. By creating a culture of ESD awareness, you can make ESD control a shared responsibility and ensure that everyone is working together to protect your sensitive electronic components. Furthermore, it's important to stay up to date on the latest ESD control standards and best practices. Organizations such as the ESD Association and the International Electrotechnical Commission (IEC) publish standards and guidelines that can help you to develop and implement an effective ESD control program. By staying informed about the latest developments in ESD control, you can ensure that your program is based on the most current knowledge and technology. The IEC Standard 61340.51 is a key standard for ESD control programs. It specifies the requirements for an ESD control program to protect electronic devices from electrostatic discharge. The standard covers various aspects of ESD control, including grounding, personnel training, and the use of protected equipment. Another important aspect of ESD control is the selection of appropriate materials for use in the manufacturing environment. Materials that are prone to generating static charge, such as certain types of plastics, should be avoided whenever possible. Instead, materials that are inherently static dissipative or conductive should be used. Static dissipative materials are materials that allow static charge to flow slowly to ground. Conductive materials are materials that allow static charge to flow freely to ground. By carefully selecting materials, you can minimize the generation of static charge in the manufacturing environment and reduce the risk of ESD damage. In addition to selecting appropriate materials, it's also important to control the humidity in the manufacturing environment. Low humidity can increase the risk of ESD, while high humidity can reduce the risk. The optimal humidity level for ESD control is typically between 40 and 60% relative humidity. Humidity can be controlled using humidifiers or dehumidifiers. By maintaining the humidity within the optimal range, you can help to prevent the buildup of static charge and reduce the risk of ESD damage. Finally, it's important to remember that ESD control is a continuous process that requires ongoing attention and effort. There is no one-size-fits-all solution to ESD control. The best approach is to develop a comprehensive ESD control program that is tailored to your specific needs and requirements. This program should be regularly reviewed and updated to ensure that it remains effective in protecting your sensitive electronic components from damage.